Well, guys, we did it. 100 towers beat. It's been a good journey, and I'm excited to continue it. Um, I beat my 100th tower today. Tower, or not today, yesterday, excuse me. Tower of needing basic aptitude. Uh, Awful tower. It broke several times, and I had to use vertical mobility to beat it because I didn't want to reset a 30-minute run. And by broke, I mean literally would be impossible to beat it if I didn't reset or use VM. So I will beat it at some point again. The tower you're seeing in the background is a tower I have not yet beat. I fell in the final stretch, which means if you fall, it's over. That's okay. We'll beat it at some point. And I just wanted to go over my journey. So I started playing JToH on July 20th, or I guess EToH now, excuse me. I started playing EToH on July 20th, 2021. I beat Toast. Don't really remember this. I remember it slightly. I remember it taking me a while, but I did not return to it until a year and a half later when I beat Tower of Anger on February 26th. Tower of Anger, awful tower, took me about a week, and then I beat Tower of Madness 5 months later on February 28th. Not February 28th, June 28th. Excuse me, I can't speak. I've already tried recording this and realized my mic was muted the whole time, so that's fun. Um, After Madness, I decided to take a turn. I was like, I'm going to do Heck next. Because I didn't have Forgotten Ridge unlocked because I didn't even know that was a thing. So I couldn't do Steeple of Low, which is the ideal first hard. I also only did one tower in Zone 1, zero disturbances, because this was my plan originally to beat every tower in Ring 1 before I moved on. Not a good idea. Please don't do that. You are going to be stuck for so long doing anything past keyboard eating. Um, and yeah. So, anyways, I did Tower of Heck, and it to this date is my longest tower. It took me about 18 hours, I think. On my winning run, it took two. So again, very long time to beat it. I was determined though. There's a tower that could be catching up to it soon. Tower of Triangular Covering. I'm taking a break from that tower because of how awful it's going. But I've spent a good 6 hours on that tower already. Um, After that, I unlocked Ring 2 and found out about Subrealms, so I went to Forgotten Ridge and Garden of Eshel. And obviously beat the towers there, the easies and medium. And I didn't. My first Ring 2 tower was Tower of Foam Snapping. And then I beat a Ring 3 tower, Tower of Funny Thoughts. Um, and then my second hard, literally 4 months or something, three, after I beat Tower of Heck, was Steeple of Lowo finally on October 13th, 2023. Now, I don't know why it took me this long to beat another hard, but I decided that my third hard would be Tower of Killjoys. Awful decision. It was a tough tower. It took me a while to beat, but eventually on December 30th, 2023, I did beat it. Now you might be wondering, how am I remembering all these? Well, there's this nifty site called jtotowerstats.com. Um, they haven't updated the name yet. Um, and it tells you all your tower completions and when you completed them in your order, or in the order. So anyways, after that, 2 days later, I beat Steeple of Overgrown Ascension in Garden of Eshel, and then there's a tower drought. For a month, I didn't beat anything until finally, on February 8th, I beat Tower of Big Hole. I've been grinding that tower since New Year's, off and on, probably took a few breaks. Actually, probably took one big break. And then, my first difficult, on March 25th, 2024, I beat Tower of Keyboard Eating. These towers, like, it seems like it's been so long since I've beaten them, but it hasn't even been a year since I beat Keyboard Eating. Actually, tomorrow marks a year since I beat Big Hole, which is insane. After that, I obviously beat a difficulty in Luck Ring 4, so I did some of those towers. A bunch of hards, apparently. Towers 28 to 35, so that's 7 towers, just hards. And then I beat my second difficult on June 23rd, Steeple of Various Vivariums. I hate pronouncing that name. Um, and yeah, so I just continued to grind, and we got our first challenging about a month later. Not even a month later, about 20 days later, Tower of Stress. I know it's a the easiest challenging in the game. Some people say two dad. I would not agree with that. Two dad is all luck, or some not all luck, but a lot of it is luck. So do Tower of Stress first. You can really do whatever you want. It's a video game. If you want to skip straight to Thanos Tower, you can do that. Um, so yeah, just beat some more towers. I'm not going to go over all of them. Then I obviously after beating two challengings, you unlock Ring 5, and Ring 5 has the Lost River subrealm as well as Lost River having Silent Abyss subrealm. Lost River has the easiest citadel in the game, Citadel of Inside Situations. So you know what your boy did on July 12th? I beat that citadel in an hour, um, but I did it. And actually, what I didn't even realize is Ring 5 only requires one challenging to beat, and Ring 6 requires two. And since I'd beaten two challenging, it was time for Ring 6. Um, by the way, Ring 5 gonna be very important later at the very end. So yeah, Ring 6. I skipped straight to Ashen. I'm gonna be honest. I also at around this time started uh, focusing more on the spatial system because I hadn't really done anything there yet. So there was that, and then after, oh sorry, yeah, and so I beat Two Dad, my second challenging, and my third challenging was One Two More Time. Great tower, highly recommend if you have access to Ashen. It's very forgiving. I then beat my first tower in rank 6, Tower of Funny Jumps, Friendly Jumps, and it's an awful tower. Don't play it unless you're playing to beat every tower. Now, throughout this, you might be wondering, what's my least favorite tower? And people who've been watching um, since August, it looks like, probably know by now that my least favorite tower is Linonophobia. It is a tower completely based on luck. Tightropes are the worst mechanic in the game, and I'm so glad that I don't have to play it until I do the Ring 4 tower rush. Yes, I'm confirming that I will be doing tower rushes. Now, I've beaten a lot of difficulties by now, about 10-ish, maybe a little less. It was time, though, to beat my first intense. Now, I never recorded this. I started streaming my runs on it, and I wish it would have continued so I could show you this, but yeah, it was now time for my first intense, which was Tower of Perilous Antipod. Uh, what a great tower. I really like it. It's definitely not intense. It feels more like a mid-challenging. And that was on August 13th, 2024. Now, most players consider intense to be where that's your first big accomplishment. Like you did like really good. That's a great thing. And that was that. Also, 69th tower, funny number. Haha. Not really. Dead meme. Then a tower drought until October 11th, 2024, where I beat Tower of Versatility. And I wanted to unlock Zone 4 and Ring 7 next, which I had Ring 7 unlocked thanks to Topa, but I wanted to unlock Zone 4 because we were hearing rumors of a new subrealm being added, and I figured it was either going to be Zone 4 or Ring 7, so I wanted to have those unlocked. Um, Turns out it was Zone 1B, but Ring 7 is getting a subrealm, Archive of the Stars, very excited for that. But that's not released until later this year. Um, then I beat my another challenging Steeple of Flourishing Wastelands. Now this is two things. First of all, it took me a while. Very good steeple, just pretty difficult. But this marked where I only had one steeple left in Garden of Eshel. I haven't beaten it yet, spoilers. But Steeple of Buoyant Animations is my last steeple, or tower, or whatever you want to call it, in Eshel. There is still another thing for me to do in Eshel, that is the Tower Rush, of course. And then, of course, when Biotech Genesis releases later this year, we'll be doing that. Um, I finally beat another Ring 2 tower after forever, Tower of Cold Hands. Amazing tower. Very difficult, but very short. I finally beat Screen Punching as well. That took me way too long to beat. A lot of these towers, like the hard ones, like Xanthophobia, Mirrored Heck, Cracked Crush Cubes, I've made videos on them. You can check it out. And I started making videos difficult. I did two challengings in the space of 2 days, which is nice. And then, some more hards and difficults, and I felt like my skill was really improving. And December 7th hit, and I beat Tower of Wall Hugging, and I started the worst grind of my life, Tower of Triangular Covering. It's not my least favorite tower, but it's the most demoralizing tower because you never feel like you're making progress in it. You're still failing jumps that you've done 1,000 times. Um, and so December 7th to February 2nd, I beat no towers whatsoever. And it was demoralizing. Like usually when I beat a tower, I go on a roll. Next few days, I pump out even more, and it's awesome. But not being able to beat any tower. On February 2nd, I beat Tower of Lots of Damage in Ring 3. And although it was nice to beat a tower again, it I didn't feel much from it. It was just another difficult. I've beaten plenty of difficults at this point. But then, yesterday, February 6th, a tower in Ring 5, one of the easiest intenses and shortest intenses in the entire game, Tower of Floral Fury, I beat. The day before, when I first started doing runs on it, um, I got to floor 9 pretty quickly. And so I knew I was going to beat this soon, and I did. All glory to God on that one. That was, even though it's a short intense, it's pretty easy. I still consider it an intense tower. There are some difficult jumps, but I still did it. That unlocked Ring 8, my final unlock for the Great Inferno for a while. I know there's still Ring 9, but I need to beat a Remorseless for Ring 9, and I'm definitely not there yet. So I beat the easy, or not the easy, the medium and hard in Ring 8. I also forgot to mention I beat my final easy Tower of Fairly Simple Challenges in Zone 4. Not a big accomplishment, but it's still nice to have one difficulty completely cleared, at least until Zone 1B comes out. And speaking of clearing difficulties, I have one medium left, Tower of Jazz, in Zone 7. So we'll get there hopefully this year. Definitely this year, actually. Um, but yeah, Tower of Union Basic Aptitude, the hard in Ring 8 was my final tower. Not my final tower, my 100th tower. And it's really just been an amazing journey so far. My goals for this year, I want to beat a Rem. I want to beat a Remorseless. Tower of True Skill will probably be the one I beat by the end of the year. Um, obviously, want to unlock Zone 7. And I really just want to increase my skill. Even if I only beat a few towers this year, um, then that's fine, right? Like, I still beat something, right? And again, I still have the accomplishment of beating my second ever intense this year. Um, so yeah, I want to thank you all for your support this year. It's been an amazing year so far, and just watching my channel grow. And I know that was, kind of late for New Year's, but I genuinely think like that EToH is one of the greatest games that I've ever played. Um, despite all the controversies, despite me failing. By the way, Floral Fury, I failed the last jump and had to redo it all. The first so that was fun. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching my EToH journey. Subscribe if you're new. Um, let's go beat some more towers, guys. Thank you.